So on this, because you do not see the code, on this, there is in the beginning, it's called the post. And there is a slash, there is a slash, there is a slash. After the post, the whole thing remaining slash API, slash user, slash sign up, it is called the endpoint.
Which is API.
Endpoint, API endpoint for a specific user story. Can you click the URL on the top, the staging B ecom, just the only URL part, com, until the com.
Okay, sure. That's the
Until
domain.
the com. Yes,
Domain.
stay there. This is called the exactly the environment information. The whole thing is called the URL. The last part is called the endpoint. The URL does not change. The server, the first part is the where this computer is located. This code is the store. The second part is your specific user story, that's the endpoint. Because this sign up is a dynamic behavior. Whenever it's dynamic behavior, we need to create an API. We write the backend logic when we need to see the dynamic behavior. So the staging dash be dash ecom dash dot textforyo.com. Textforyo.com is a primary domain. The subdomain is staging dash be dash ecom. That's the subdomain or called the child domain. Remember that. So if it is the if we give the another name, it will be part of this Textforyo. If we say abc.textforyo.com, it's a subdomain. If you call the august.textforyo.com, August is a subdomain. The first part is a subdomain, second part is a main domain. And the third .com is like the domain type. .com, .net, .information, .tv, .us, .government, .city. This all the domain type.
I'm not sure I understood that.
And at the first part, please stop this. Understand how it works.
अभी मतलब कल जब मैंने
Aisha, learn the best practice. Do not unmute yourself, please. You interrupt people. And the very first part is HTTP. That's actually the protocol. So protocol is just the behavior. When you come to a room, like you follow some process and the procedure, right? That's the protocol. In the internet, we have so many protocol exist. If you want to upload a file, it's called the FTP. If you want to send a mail, it's called the SMTP. If you want to receive a mail, it's called the POP, right? If you want to securely access a computer, it's called the SSH. So there are so many protocols exist in the internet. There are two main protocols. One is HTTP, another is HTTPS. HTTP is plain text that anyone can hack your computer. We always use the HTTPS, means secure. Hypertext terminal. Hypertext, what is the protocol? Hypertext terminal protocol, transfer protocol, sorry. Hypertext transfer protocol, and S means secure. The first part is the protocol. Second part is your subdomain, again, on this. Third part is your main domain. And the final part is actually, it's not final yet. .doc, .user, that's actually the one. And after this, everything will change. So look at this, ./doc/hash/user. Look at this. Just keep watching this. Go select another API. You see this has been changed. You see this? The user API user sign in. You see the last word has been changed. Okay, select another one, collapse this one. Just pay close attention. Select patch. Select patch. So they will see the, want to see the patch. Now you see this? Patch is selected, patch API user set pass create. And that's the reason we call the endpoint. Endpoint will be changed. I don't like it when people, Sabrina, do not unmute yourself unless it is you ask a question, please. Just learn the best practice, guys. Okay, so the endpoint is actually we call the very technically based on the user. So endpoint we call based on the user story. Okay. So now the user story is coming from the where? From the project management platform. Am I right? User story is stored in the project management platform. And then once a developer, backend developer develop this, I don't know how to test it, right? Why we need the Swagger? So I can actually see and try it out. Swagger is I'm going to use so I can see it, what actually my user story is matching or not. That's I want to see whether it is working or not. Swagger is not a testing tool. These tools provide you the details, the API specification, and also you can try it out. But it is not a testing tool. When I say the testing tool, because anything you tried out, it tested, but it is not saving.
Yeah.
Well, if it is not saving, then it is not tested. You cannot prove it, right? That's the reason we call the try it out. So what we learned? We learned the Swagger API specification. We can learn the details about the API. We can try it out, and we can actually take the whole thing from Swagger to somewhere else. Other testing tools. Other testing tool will be taking over. Go back to there again, please. So now you see in the left side, there is a word post. Can you please collapse it?
Yes.
Yes, collapse it. Okay. You see there is a left side is the post. Scroll down a little bit more. Patch. Scroll
Oh.
down. Scroll down
Mhm.
more. No, scroll down. Scroll down, please. Scroll down. There is a get. Okay. So you see, this is actually the as a user, my behavior. And it's in a word we call the verb, English word verb. It's a method, means what I am doing, means what the client is doing. Okay. So the left side is called the API method, means API action. So there is the 4 we use mostly. Of course, there is many. It's called the CRUD or CRUD. Somebody said the CRUD. CRUD. Create, read, update, and delete.
Yeah.
Think about this. That's the 4 things you do. Anything you do on the web, you do the 4 things. You are signing up, right? You are sending an email. You are deleting an email. All right, like on the, think about the, we'll go over this. And then you are updating something. That is called the CRUD. Of course, there is a patching. All other methods exist. You will be learning more details in the project. Okay, now you go all the way up.
This is just example, all 4 request, post, get, patch, and delete for address. You're creating address, you're getting address, reading address, patching, updating, and deleting.
Yep. And also we do the put also update. Okay. So any questions? So we got the HTTP method. Where do you learn all of this? We learn all of this from the Swagger. So you are not going to ask developer. But how about you? You have a messy environment. You just always reach out to the developer. What is this? What is this? How it works? Right? So any industry you go, automotive, non-automotive, everybody use the Swagger. What is the purpose? To expose their API so that development team member, remember the word, only development team member can expose it. This API is not exposed to the business operation or anybody else. This API only exposed to the software development team so that while they are developing the application, they can actually test it. They can verify it. Why? QA need to verify it. Front-end developer need to consume this API. We'll know more details. Mobile app developer need to consume this API to develop the mobile app. Or the other company, say an example, I sell all this API to other company so they can start selling, they can have their website as well. or I'm building the desktop application, this API need to be consumed. So that's the reason you need a central location where all the development team member can come, can see, can understand, and they raise the question if the API is working, and plus try it out. So now click one of the API.